Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another event, another interesting competition we hosted by the Teen Debaters. It's me today, Nasser, and I also have Asa and Bernard. We're going to be the judges for today's interesting competition, which is the winning offer, our own version of the Shark Tank. We also call it Shark Tank by the Teen Debaters. And you probably know what Shark Tank is. It's like it's not a new thing. It has been around for a while. It's a program where the sharks expect the fishes to come to there and present their innovations. You either swim or you either don't. You either survive or you don't. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We try to make our own version of this competition. Next slide, please. Well, that's basically it. We're going to be creating our own version. And what makes our version different and unique is that we're going to be focusing on the skills needed to stand in these positions, in these stages where you're going to be meeting people with millions of dollars. How are you going to be able to persuade these people? How are you going to be able to negotiate with them? How are you going to be able to present your idea and show confidence? And
So the goals and objective for organizing this competition was to encourage participants to think creatively and critically by pitching their products to investors or judges for this panel. This improves your problem scoping. Problem scoping means clarifying the problem and then figuring out the solution by thinking strategically. And this transcends traditional formats that deliver a truly unique experience and a captivating experience for our participants here. And the fourth objective is this experiencing of pitching the ideas is likely to leave a lasting impressions on our participants by enhancing your skills, basically.
As I have mentioned already, this event is unique. And what makes it unique is that we're going to be focusing on or judging basically the way you talk to us, the way you present the idea. Are you able to persuade? Are you able to show significance of this innovation or idea of yours? We make sure to that. We make sure to highlight those things. We make sure that you are highlighting these things, and we also intend to implement the skill needed to present this in the future. And this could also help you in your future projects, whether you're going to a university or a college, or perhaps starting your own projects in the future. This definitely will help you and leave it, as she said, a long-lasting impact on you, the participant.
So basically, these are some parameters that the judges or the investors for this panel will be judging you on. The originality of your innovation, whatever product or idea you pitch to us, we'll see the originality of it, the financial projection, the presentation of the idea, how do you persuade us, how do you sell your idea, basically. The use of props, if you use any of the props to explain your idea, that would be great. And what will be the impact of your idea on our target market or your target audiences. These are some of the parameters that we as judges or investors for this idea will be judging you on. So this presentation is for 3 minutes minimum and 5 minutes maximum. This is your time limit, and we encourage you to present your idea between this time limit. And the format is this way. The introduction to your target group, you will start by an introduction, research key elements and impact, and there will be a conclusion. Remember the time limits, we will be measuring you on that. Also, the parameters that we mentioned earlier. So we should just...
If anyone has any questions, please go ahead.
Okay, seems like we don't have any questions. So we will start with Prince, if you can start with the idea.
And tell us if you want to display any slides or if you want to use any prompts.
Just give me a moment.
Of course. We will keep this slide presented here so that you know exactly what you need to be doing.
I want to explain. I have a PPT, so I have to show the PPT as well as.
Of course.
So, should I share the screen?
You can. Yeah, try to do it, and we'll give you permission to do that.
Just a second. Is my screen visible?
No.
I think you need to ask for permission first. Yeah, now it is.
So, good evening, judges. This side Prince Vijay again. I will be presenting you my solution, Viro, on-the-go cooling solution for life-saving medications. Every year in India, 25% of vaccines go degrade just due to a small issue, that is temperature fluctuation and the lack of cold chain solutions. Drugs like insulin, antibiotics, snake venoms, antidotes, all are temperature specific medications. That is, they require a temperature of 2 degree to 8 degree at the time. But this problem is not solved by the Indian cold chain solutions. The problem is risk of drug degradation due to inadequate portable cooling solutions, lack of reliability, absence of real-time monitoring, no control over the temperature requirement. All these are starving issues. But let me introduce to our solution, Viro. Accessible, portable, and reliable, an IoT-enabled smart cooling device. Our product runs on rechargeable batteries, is sleek, high-tech, and engineered for daily medical needs. AI-driven for monitors, IoT for real-time cooling solutions, ultra-efficient insulation for prevention of temperature fluctuations, automatic cutoff system to enhance battery life. And what gives Viro an edge over others is custom cooling. Yes, you heard it right. You can set your own desired temperature according to your need anytime and anywhere. What we used in Wire is a Peltier effect, which is based on thermoelectric cooling, and it is based on a graphene-based heatsink, AI-driven PID control system, and IoT sensors network designed for specially coded and special Wire case user case, plus a high-density lithium-ion battery which can be rechargeable and can be recharged anywhere with your own portable C-type pin. These are the U product that we have used in our Viro, which all costed us around 2,700 for a basic prototype that I have just shown you, which is right now here in front of me and with you.
Mm.
Although we are just working on a prototype stage, we all know what are the improvement. We are working on cooling efficiency because what we are right now using is Peltier module, which is not that efficient. And what we are trying to build is our own Peltier effect, which is you can see in the image attached to the right side of the model. And this is what we are trying to build it. Casing and sizing right now, it is not that portable, but I want it to be a portable just like as my phone. Battery backup, right now it just offers 6 hours of battery backup, but we want it to last whole day, that is 12 plus hours. On future specs are enhanced portability, enhanced while storage case, and boost battery life up to 12 hours. Methodology is what? Problem discovery, expert consultation, user feedback loop. Yes, we organized a 1 day medical camp to test and effect the feedback on the prototype. Technology selection, we choose TEC based cooling for reliability, component structuring, sourcing, and lab testing. Also, the prototype refinement. I will show you the prototype development from stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and that stage 5 that we are right now currently at, and stage 6 to be paid, which will be the commercial product. Our target market is diabetic patients who need to carry insulin on the go, pharmaceutical supply chains handling temperature sensitive drugs, emergency responders, and a fun fact, 8 crore insulin users that are type 1 insulin users who requires medical shot of insulin every day. And I am talking about just Indian market. Worldwide, it's a global potential and I think this is a huge market gap. Viro is not
Mm.
just a product, we are already proving to the world. We have many accolades already. For example, top 200 in Vivo Ignite, top 30 in Thai Rajasthan, winner product at STEM Expo, top 100 in School Innovation Marathon, and top 2 in Leelavati Crescendo Fest, owned by the famous Ambanis. And we also got 3 pre orders on the day of prototype testing. This shows how effective Viro is. Bibliography. And unfortunately today my teammate cannot meet because of some network issue, so I did the presentation part. I Prince Vijay Varghese, role tech innovator and product strategist, and my teammate Lakshya Joshi, market and strategic visionist. Thank you. And now let me tell you how our product works. Let me get you the brief.
Of
Here
course.
you can see there's a chamber wherein I've already kept an injection insulin vial, which is frosted, if you can see, because I have kept it since so long in this vial. And let me show you the temperature difference when we come to a normal insulin. This is an insulin which many of us uses daily. Right now at room temperature, this is at 85, which is
Yeah.
close to around 32 degree, because I am in right now Rajasthan and I have already on off the ACs and fans just to show you the real time thing. And let me show you the temperature of my wine. Just a second. I think you can clearly see the effectiveness. It's already close to 20 degrees Celsius. When I've just kept it, it's in Fahrenheit seal, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you in degrees. So yes, this is how effective Viro is.
Okay. It's
Thank you
absolutely
so
great.
much.
Thank you very much. You know, the first thing that I really want to say is I'm glad that people are like you are a part of our community. Like we are specialized in something that's completely different. The team debaters, it's about debating and stuff. But people like you are part of us. That makes me feel like we really have some bright future going on. First of all, you said it's a small cooling device, and then I just like to explain to the audience. Maybe some people are having issues understanding this. It's a cooling device, isn't it?
Yes, it's a cooling device.
What is the role of integrating insulin into it, and how could that affect people who are using that concept? Or is there something I'm not understanding clearly?
So what happens is, just let me tell you the story behind Viro, how we came to build Viro. What happens is, my family background is pharmaceutical supply chain. We have a medical retail store, and
Yeah.
once in our hometown, which is 100 kilometer away, it's a remote village.
Mm,
There was a need of snake venom, antidote for snake venom. But
yeah.
in Rajasthan, the temperatures goes to 50 degree in hot, humid summers. But
Mm,
at that time, when the medical responder came to take the medical wine, it was so disheartening that the effectiveness of the medicine just was completely ineffective. That is, the
mm,
temperature reached around 25 to 30 degree of the vaccine, which is of no use. We are just shotting the water shot instead of insulin shot or any vaccine shot. This was where we got to the idea to make something portable so that this large user case can be addressed. And just after figuring that, we found that there is a more potential market for insulin users, which is never ending market, because it's a high hierarchy, diabetic problem is hierarchy genetical. And also, what happens when you are using a box? Alternate solutions are thermocol box, kept in ice, dry ice packs, covered with newspaper, and you are ready to go. But what happens is they are bulky. You do not know what the right temperature, what's the temperature in the box right now. And so it's so ineffective, so gimmick product. But what the world needs was a high tech solution, because what happens when I am in a startup pitch event? What happens when I am in a PTM? I cannot carry that big box. I want something that shows my potential, shows my coolness, show my Gen Z tech
mm-hmm.
entrepreneur spirit. So that I designed this Viro. Actually, what happened is, just before the pitch, this is the monitor where you can see the real time temperature. I don't
Yeah.
know what happened in the short, the circuit just got short, or else I could see the lightning and all the functioning, basic functioning too.
Problem, problem with that. Because I understand the concept. I basically like had more questions before you showed the slide where you won awards already and already had two people pre-ordering. So I'm completely speechless, man. That's very great.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you. That's just great. Asta, if you have any questions, just go ahead.
I do. So what do you think is like the main competitors in the market for this? Do you have
Yeah,
any in mind?
Right,
I was gonna ask.
let right now there are no as such direct competitors in the market, because everyone who is working on compressors, large industry scale refrigerations, which is not what we are targeting. But potential competitors who are working on our projects are Fryo or For All Family, but they do not offer custom cooling. We offer a custom cooling which no one in the world can provide. That's my own built technology and my own built code. Also, there is a LP Cool and Cryoport startups, which are also portable and power independent, but they do not offer you rechargeable batteries. Means you have to buy again, get again, and sell again. That's not sustainable. That's not cost effective, and not the tier 2, tier 3 cities of India can afford it. This is for the US market. So this is where we are already fledged forward in that. So
That's
we do
very
not have
great, and
any
I hope
direct competitions.
exactly, and I hope that it's also compatible with other vaccines other than
Yes,
insulin.
yes, that's what. You can set your temperature according any of the insulin vials. Any, not just insulin, snake venom, anything, any medicine you want.
And all you need to do is ask like the people working at the pharmacy for the specific degree needed, and you get to apply it. It's very
Yes,
great, man. Very great. Thank you very much. This was
and
interesting.
also we have a three sales channel: D2C, B2B, and G2C. That is government to customers, direct business to businesses, and direct to customers, in which we can offer a subscription based model that we are working on. That in which we will be selling our product. At the same time, we will be selling our software, in which we will be getting chart of all the degree mentioned, all the degree specified for a certain type of vaccines or insulins or
Yeah,
vials, and
yeah,
accordingly you can set that through your mobile app, the temperature you require.
it's very interesting. Now, Mr. Prince, I wanted to like text me privately here in the chat. Send me your email and your phone number if possible, just here in the chat, so
So
that I.
just here. Okay, okay, let me just send it. So I was curious, you guys are from teen debaters, right? So you are the student community leading that platform.
I mean, yes, we are. You have you ever heard like are you part of us or are you not?
No, actually, my friend gave me the link
Uh,
to sign up. Uh, I was actually unaware, but I have scrolled your page and I got to know that there are three competitions running simultaneously.
then I mean, you it's probably not your field, but now I got your phone number. I think I'll speak to you later, like in the future, about this.
Definitely, we
Or-
will be having a longer chat, because I am really interested in these kind of things. And
Yeah, but we don't do this often. Like this time, we try to like take a different path and try with the innovation stuff. Because I personally have like experience in this kind of stuff, and I host events and also in real life, other than debating and persuading. So I thought maybe we could come up with some like where we could train people persuading things. And apparently, you have a lot of because you probably have done a presentation regarding this innovation before, so it's quite obvious. But thank you very much, and thanks to your friend also who sent the link. The other
thank
participants
you so
have
much.
the other participants have left for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why, but um,
Actually,
just a
this is very different kind of experience. I'm pitching just relevant.
I know how it is, but because we're functioning online for now. Like we're still a long way until we.
Completely. This is what new innovations look like: fail, success, and everything goes on the way.
Yeah, and we usually like attract a big number of people. But for this specific event, I don't know what happened exactly. We attract up to 15, 20 people per event. But this one, I think, I don't know, maybe because it's different. Just maybe. Maybe because it has,
I,
maybe not a lot of people are innovators out there, but I respect you way too much, man.
I personally thought that you were a AI agent, just because there was a dog on the screen and your voice is just like a, how should I say it? It was just so robotic kind of thing. So I was confused. How does this is happening?
Well, maybe AI is not advanced way that much, but yeah, AI is getting scary nowadays. Like you seen the
So
last
you are from?
me. We're from different parts of the world. Some of us are from the UK. Some of us are from India. Some of us are in like African countries and stuff. But
Okay,
I'll
so you are
contact you.
basically from.
Me, I'm from the Middle East.
Okay,
Also,
that's what I was thinking. It's not Indian accent, I might
but I'm
say.
moving. I'm most of the time moving in the world, so I'm not like based in a specific area.
So
I'll
what's
get
your
it.
age?
17 for now. Maybe we're similar.
You're 17.
17.
Oh,
Are we similar? Maybe. Or how old are you?
I'm 18. I will be turning 18 3rd July.
Yep. But I'll contact you, like I said. And for now, could you please guys send a message in the network chat so that people can see it? Those who left, at least. If that's not possible, then we'll end the event, and we have another day for tomorrow. So maybe some people will participate with us tomorrow. What other experiences do you have regarding your the innovation, the world of innovation in general? Do you have anything, any other projects you have worked on previously?
I do have many projects. I was confused by the way that I should present Viro, or there's another solution, Umi. Uh,
Mm.
Let me just show you. It's also very good. It's
Uh, just to
great.
keep like the rules of the event and stuff. Not for now. We keep these private conversations just for later, like because this is being recorded.
Okay. Sure. So there's
Because
another equation wherein what we have seen is that there's so much of global warming causing just because of the ACs that we use. And what happens is this: when we use AC, the global warming continues. It is a vicious cycle because the more the hotter it gets outside, the more we need in the AC. And this
Mhm.
cycle gets on and gets on. This cycle is a trap. That is a never-ending trap. And not just global warming, it's also very much issue that heat island effect, the glaciers melt down, everything
Mhm.
is interlinked too much. So what we have decided is to replace the need of outdoor AC units, which generally exhibits the heat. And what how we are trying to do is this by a full-fledged mechanism. That is, our idea name is UMI, one outdoor, multiple indoor. That is, we will have just one outdoor unit that is also not outdoor but indoor, which is underground inside the land or the building that you are residing in. And just like the gas light pipeline connection in UK, US, you might be knowing that gas lines are directly connected from the government offices and not just a cylinder that we are using in Indian households.
Mhm.
So we want a solution just like that, wherein we have a separate cooling solution. That is, the coolant are used in refrigerators or the ACs. There are coolants like R31, R41A0, R32, which right now we consider them sustainable. But what happens is they do leak when, because we need to refill the gas in the ACs and oftenly. In 10 years, we just do it 3 to 4 times because there is a small amount of gas leaking every time from the outlet to the inlet process. That
I think
is,
I
sure.
think I think it produces CO, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. So now what we have used is a separate glycol propyl solution. That is the coolant we are using in ACs, and we will be having a big brine tank with ammonia chiller plant. Ammonia chiller plant is hazardous to health, so we are planning it to be getting fully insulated, and we will be opening it just beside the brine solution. In the brine solution, we have kept it minus 20 degrees Celsius at minus 20 degrees Celsius to rapidly cool. Once, just the process is the same. The warm air from the room goes into the inlet, but in inlet, rather than going to the outdoor directly as the conventional ACs, it will be going to our brine solution, wherein the warmer fluid will go directly to the brine solution, and there are condensers and suspensors which will directly cools it rapidly and blow the colder air, the colder fluid out, and gives us the temperature that we require. But what happens to the warmer fluid? The warmer fluid then goes to the ammonia chiller plant. In an ammonia chiller plant, the ammonia chiller plant is the best in providing COP, a rating which specifies the 3 star, 4 star, or 5 star of the ACs when we buy it. Though
Hmm.
ammonia chiller plant offers the highest COP, that is 5 or 6 plus, which is no beatable. No one can match. No one commercially can match this at the moment. And in the heavy refrigeration industries, ammonia chiller plant is the whole thing that we use. So the ammonia chiller plant will cool the brine solution and will keep it at minus 20 degrees Celsius and the process will be going to the throughout the night, so that the electricity of the government does not get fluctuated just because of our solution. We will use the electricity on the time there is no consumption of electricity, which will not require any amount of the extra fluctuation in the extra voltage differences in the economy or the ecosystem. So that because of that, the government will also give us the subsidized rate of electricity. We will charge the brine solution minus 20 degrees Celsius, and then the cycle carries on. So in
Or
this cycle, we have not produced any single amount of CO2, heat emission, and anything that can cause hazard to the environment.
that's great. That's very interesting. The whole idea is great, but the bigger issue of global warming, it's way bigger than that. You know, like
Yes,
many
it's way
factors.
bigger than, but if we can try to solve it just by one step, 5% of the global warming is caused by the ACs that we use.
Yeah, I personally worked on something like also affects the global warming, which has to do with the burning of plastics. You know, in some
Hmm.
countries there are where you burn these plastics, and they release emissions and pollute the air, as you know. So I tried to work on something else, like bioplastics. That's something I worked on personally, but we're not gonna talk about that now. Overall, I want to say thank you, Mr. VJ, for this interesting presentation. You have done pretty well, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to compete with whoever is gonna participate with us
Thank
tomorrow.
you.
Because now we'll be ending the session. Is there anything else we want to add, Asta?
If you could give me your LinkedIn, then it will be great. We can connect on LinkedIn as well.
No problem. We'll contact later regarding that. Asta, anything else you want to add?
No, I was just like noting it down, judging you like when you were talking. So we have wrote all of your points. We will be contacting you tomorrow for the further steps. So please make sure you join in on the same time as in today. So yeah, thank you so
No,
much, and your idea was great.
I don't think it's
Thank
necessary
you.
to present again. Like, do you mean like we want? It's not necessary. Like, this is being recorded now, so we'll just merge the
Yeah,
videos together. Yeah.
Completely.
no problem.
All
Thank
right. Thank
you.
you.
Welcome.
And
Bye.
who's being here today. We're ending the session for now. Make sure to follow us on social media. Make sure to follow
Sure.
all our videos on YouTube. We're also available on Instagram. Keep up with what we do and all the.
Can you present the rules before us?
Okay, so basically, these are the rules for your pitch. So you'll get the maximum time of 3 minutes minimum and 5 minutes maximum to present your idea, basically, to pitch it to us sharks. We're just basically gonna judge you based on that. And the format is the introduction to your target group, any research or key elements, and then conclusion. Um, if we know that it is on point right now, so you can just pitch your idea if you want, and this is the time limits basically.
So I'm having a doubt. Can we pitch in our idea which is currently going on? Like I'm having an initiative running. Could I pitch it here?
See, this is more of like an business element idea. So if it is relevant to it, we'll consider that too. Though there are some parameters and pointers which are mentioned in the PPT also, we can show you that. So if it follows through them, then that will be marked accordingly. Are you willing to
Okay.
do it? So if yes,
Yeah.
then okay. So Jeshna, maybe you can once go through the PPT from the start itself, then we'll take a join as a participant.
Astha will be explaining.
Okay, so just confirming, are you ready? So I can just start.
Yeah, you can just start with the pointers and then I'll be going.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So, hi everyone. Um, anyone who's joining this session. So today, this is a unique event hosted by the teen debater called the Shark Tank. So basically, this is a new idea that is done by us, and it is basically to help our members develop some critical ideas that can foster the future. So, to the introduction of Shark Tank. Shark Tank is a creative, interactive, dynamic real world stimulation where aspiring entrepreneurs pitch their business ideas to the panel of wealthy investors known as sharks. These sharks listen to the presentation, ask intriguing questions, and then decide whether or not they want to invest their own money in this business. It's a high stake environment where entrepreneurs hope to secure funding and mentorship to take their idea to the next level. This is the basic idea of Shark Tank. If you've ever watched the show, you will know the idea. Now, what are the goals and objectives of this event? Basically, it's to encourage our participants to think critically and creatively. This improves problem scoping, gets you clarity, figuring out solution, and strategic thinking. And this is to transcend the traditional formats of investing and deliver a unique and captivating experience for our members. The experience of pitching the ideas is likely to leave a lasting impression on our participants. Um, so these are some parameters that we are going to judge you on. The originality of your innovation, the financial production, and the presentation of your idea. If you can use any props, that is also impactful, and the impact on your target market. These are some rules for the Shark Tank, which is 3 minutes is your minimum time, 5 minutes is your maximum time, and your format is introduction, research, and conclusion. So, Jayant, if you can pitch your idea to us.
Okay. I may start on my self counter. 3, 2, and 1. Good evening, Sharks. Today I'm Jan standing in front of you, pitching my idea. An idea which is very deeply concerned to me as well as teenagers who are of my age. The idea on which we are working on mental health awareness initiative, where we aware people, where we aware teenagers what is actually mental health, and the idea which is named after a Sanskrit word, Manas Mitra, which means friend of mind. It is actually deep, it is actually from deep of my heart. And this arose why? Because 1 in 7 in worldwide in today's time, teenagers face mental health disorders. Most of them never receive help. Why? Because support is either inaccessible, unaffordable, or shouldered as stigma, especially in a country like India. It is very bad to hear about that. So we have started a platform called as Manas Mitra. We are running online. We have done hosted successful 2 webinars till now, reached out to more than 500 students across India and across 2 other nations, Singapore and United Kingdom. In the webinar, we talk about what is mental health. How can a student cope up with a disorder or cope up with some issues that he or she is facing from mental health. We have expert interviews on our bench. We have interviews on with people who are expert in their field. For example, we had an interview with Dr. D. Selve from Tata Institute of mm, sorry, Tata Institute of Medicare, I guess, from Mumbai. She shared her insights on mental health awareness and how we can do this. today I'm standing here in front of you because in tier 1 cities, students are going through um, some sessions with their mentors, session with their school teachers for coping up for coming up with coping strategies for mental health problems. But in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, if we are talking about, there is very people have stigmatized this thing, that if you are having mental health awareness, if you are having a mental health issue, this is very bad, you shouldn't have it. It's actually very harsh to listen from people, educated people like us, that mental health doesn't matter at all. It actually matters. And that's why my idea is revolving around mental health awareness. And the money that you would be investing in me, or the money that you would be giving me for this mental health initiative, I would be putting in into building a platform where people can interact with each other, where people don't judge each other, but people help each other with anything they could help. Um, for example, providing some insights and some diseases, providing some insights of on mental health, how they can improve their mental health. For example, me myself does yoga, does meditation if I'm having some issue with my mental health or something. Thank you.
That's a which I assume, right? You're done, Jim, right?
Okay, so now we're basically going to ask you some questions regarding your pitch. So basically, I'll just start. So you did mention that you want to reach out to tier 2, tier 3 cities, and we kind of see this stigma around mental health that is within the students themselves. So how do you kind of um, tackle that issues basically?
Firstly, we host webinar on mental health. For example, the two webinars which we hosted were a quite success. We reached more than 500 students from from three countries, especially Singapore, India, and UK, where students interacted with each other. Students told how they are coping with mental health stress or mental health anxiety they are having, or how other doctors are telling how we can cope up with it. Talking about your question, which was about how I will be reaching out to tier 2 and tier 3 city students, it is very easy. In today's world, social media is everywhere. Even if I'm talking about villages, social media is also present in villages. We can educate people about what is mental health and why we need to destigmatize mental health to raise awareness, because it is a very huge concern. Even according to WHO, 1 in 7 teenagers are suffering from mental health issues, which is very concerning for tomorrow's world, which we would be facing.
Okay. So I just wanted to know what are some techniques that you use during your webinars to kind of um, educate people about mental health?
So firstly, I in our webinar, it's three portion style webinar, where in first portion I actually take the webinar, educate student about what is mental health, and get myself on toes, asking them what they do and how they are coping with, how they are coming up with coping strategies for mental health. Second part is where someone expert is present in our webinar, where they are talking about how they think you should look at mental health and how you should look at anxiety, depression, or something like that. And then last, we are having an interactive Q&A where each and every one student can interact with each other, can ask questions from us, can ask insights from, or any doubt if they are having, they could interact with the doctor or the professional who is present in the meeting itself.
Okay, so I'm just going to open it to the panel. Jaishna, Pranjal, any other questions do you have?
Yeah, so I have a question. Has there been any real outcome from whatever awareness you've been spreading?
Could you explain your question a little bit, like what real outcome you're talking about?
So you're talking about mental health for teenagers, right? Has anybody actually been impacted by what you're teaching them?
Um, Talking about student impacted,
Yes.
last month I received two emails from students from Singapore, from a school in Singapore, basically, near House Development Society or something. I don't remember the name, but yeah, I received an email from two students saying that from your webinar and from the interaction and the group that you have formed of students, we have quite got help, and we have seen it that we are quite getting noticed instead of quite sidelined by somebody, or stated as stigma or something like that. And by your expert interviews, we have been even if I'm not taking any therapy or something like that, I have got to know many things about mental health, how I can cope with it, and how other students are coping with it. And by creating that fostering environment, we can do it.
All right. Pranjal, you have anything?
Yes. So, Jayant, you mentioned about a portal that you would like to start once you receive the funding from the sharks to connect more and more people to each other so that they are helping each other while uh, like being helped themselves by the others they are contacting, right? You mentioned that. So, at the same time, if we go into the real essence of why you want the funds, we would also be considering that the sharks also want something in return. Like if you will be creating the portal, there would be some sort of like an share provided to us, or there should be some sort of profit provided to us, or else why would a shark be investing in it? That is one of the main focus why you come to angel investors like sharks. So what are your plans on the division of the portal handling, the ownership of it, and the profit division?
So currently we are working on a portal, an app specifically, where we are gonna connect students from all over the world, experts from over the world, where they can connect with each other, they can chat, they can get to know about more strategies, they can, even take sessions with other students or other experts if they want, by which we are gonna charge them a little bit fees, which is around 100 rupee per hour something for a session, which would be giving us a little bit of profit too. And also we can share it with the experts who would be investing their time in it. And talking about equity, if you guys are excited, or if you guys would like to join it, we can do it as 10 lakhs for 10%, which would give it a crore of.
Got the point of yours. That is
Yeah.
fine. You mentioned 10 lakhs for 10%, but at the point at this point of time, your portal is not working at moment.
Hmm.
So there is no evolution or there is no REM that you have collected at moment from any of the participants who have attended your workshops. So how do we trust that there will be people coming in to join that portal and the profit would be made if we invest that 10 lakhs just for the amount of 10%, because we can get that in a company which is currently working and providing profit to us.
So talking about how you guys would be making profit, as I am not currently working on it, or I am making zero money till now,
Okay.
as I've hosted free webinars and I have hosted free workshops for students at my school. I am 100% sure that students would be joining it and experts would also be joining it, because I have received many messages from experts too, and emails from students who have joined my webinar, that you should create an environment where we could interact more, where we can interact with experts or with other students um, who are working in this space only, or who are, some kind of upwards from us, which would be helping us too, and which would be helping them too. So from their messages and from their emails or from their confirmation, I can guarantee you that students would for sure be joining it. And as in in the starting time, we would be putting price quite low, which would be easier for students to join. And later on, we can also put ad sense where we can also earn from ad, and we can also feature it on social media without even running ad on social media, because on social media we are currently having more than 200 followers, and we are increasing day by day. Either it's +1 follower each day or +2 follower, we are increasing it day by day, which is helping us to get more and more people engaged into our initiative. And that that makes me feel that I am 100% sure that people would be joining the platform.
Okay, so again, coming to the same pointer as mentioned earlier, you said that you have the trust in people who have texted you, who have messaged you that if a portal or something or such of a kind has been made, then they'll be connected with it. But even after, if they tell you verbally or on text, there is no confirmation to it. So even if you trust them, the sharks would not. At the same point of time, I would like to say 10 lakhs for 10% of equity at the point of time when you are not making anything is not applicable. So how low can you go for 10%? What would be the last amount that you'll be expecting?
The last amount that I am agreeing to accept is 5 lakh for 10%, because on our team we need some um, app builder too on our team, and we need to get some experts on board, which we would be giving money to for sharing their insights in the basically first run of our app, so that people are sure that they are getting some good things out of putting out some money for 100 rupees per hour session or something like that.
Okay, got it. I'll go on.
Okay. So you said 5 lakhs, right? Per 10%. Imagine we give you the 5 lakhs right now. How do you, after this initial funding, how do you manage to make it sustainable? Right now, you said that 200 followers are there on Instagram, correct?
Yeah.
So imagine that 200 followers, you said 100 rupees per session. So those 200 followers, all 200 of them, which is not statistically possible, we'll take that. All 200 of them decides to attend a session. Our average expert in the field of psychology and mental health takes 1000 rupees per session. Where do you manage to find these experts for 100 rupees, and how do you make this profitable? Even if the experts came in for 100 rupees, they are still making about 2000 rupees, like for 10 people. So how do you manage to
Um,
make this possible? How do you manage to give us the 5 lakhs back?
so in the prior run that we would be having, we would be convincing psychologists, convincing people from this field basically for joining us in um, a low amount, because it's our starting and we don't know in future where we are going to be. And we also can tell them that this is an initiative which is for students, which we are working on students. And maybe if it's possible, then some psychologists may also join it as free, because they are willing to make a change in the society, they are willing to do something for the students. And talking about why they would be joining, because I have had 3 interview sessions with 3 of experts. One is Dr. Jean Twenge from University of Chicago, and other 2 are from India. So they have accepted my request for an interview with them. So where I could explain them my initiative, I could explain them my idea and bring them all on board.
Okay, so what you're saying is that your entire initiative funds on internships and below minimum wage for the experts, which could get us sued, especially since one of the professors is in USA.
But I am not stating that we are gonna say that this is for internship, or this is for a kind of minimum wage, lower than minimum wage, we can say them that this is an initiative which is insisted to help students for their journey, in mental health, and students who are currently facing depression or currently facing anxiety, exam stress, or something like that, which would make them feel connected towards it, as Dr. Jean Twenge herself has wrote many books, has done many research on especially teenage mental health, and is currently also supporting many NGOs for teenage mental health.
Okay,
So
I
we can
see.
also leverage her network in this.
Okay, I see. Okay, right now you're telling that we could go across 3 countries, which would include like lakhs of students since it's in India, and you have 3 psychologists on board. This is extremely, what do you say? This is extremely like hard to manage. So, and due to this, I think we would give you 1 lakh for 25%.
Sorry, but 1 lakh for 25% isn't even gonna allow me to take technician on board to make a successful app, working app, or a app which is suitable for the audience that I am catering to.
An
See,
average
when it
app may, I'll just tell my point. An average app is about 1.25 lakhs. So we would give you 1.25. That's our final offer.
Could you repeat once again?
she mentioned that the
Okay.
average app costs 1.25 lakh. So that would be our pitch for 25%.
But joining at 25% would also make the psychologists believe that they also want to join on board. They also want to have some equity in this app. So won't it make them feel inferior that they are, losing something,
That is
even if they
the
are getting 100 rupees per session, and also um, getting this low valuation?
that is the whole point of it, Jayant. And as soon as you mentioned that you'll cost 100 rupees per session for the psychologist to take a session of like in half an hour per person, right? You said that will be the cost given to the students who are joining in for the session, and the same price would be provided to the psychologist. So where is the profit made? Because you didn't save anything from the 100 rupees charge from the students who are taking in the session. Other than that, you mentioned that you will be quoting that you are just at the starting mode, so you are charging less and it will increase in future. If you think so, would the app work ever? Because if you start at a lower price, the students or the people joining in will trust it as a good to go, a low income, a low expenditure method to contact a psychologist or someone who can help you out. But if it increases even exponentially, no one will be able to cope up with that. Why would they? Because there is a chance that they do not even get a very practical or a good input from them. Like, if you talk about a lower price in the starting and a higher price in the future, there is no point of it because exponentially increasing it does not ever help a business. You
Okay,
have
so
to decide if you have to work out this only and only as an NPO, which will provide only the minimum amount to the psychologist, or a business. You have to choose between both of that, because if you want to work as an NPO, I don't feel like there is any point of us taking the equity in there. Rather, we would be happy to provide you a loan on a certain amount of percentage of interest, because equity is meant for profit. But if you are ready to change it into a business idea, a business pitch, and work it as that, then we'll be presenting you the equity.
okay, so firstly, addressing your first point, which you mentioned, was how the people are gonna cope up with the increasing price, or the um, stagnantly increasing price that would be happening, because at first we would be charging 100 rupees per session, but maybe in the future we can charge 1,000 rupees per session. So answering about that, I got your point that people won't be coping up, but if people know that they are gonna get something good from this. They're gonna get very expert advice from this where they cannot get from anywhere else. They would be trusting this app and they would be investing even 1,000 rupees for their mental health if they want to um, cope up with some mental health issue or something like that.
That
Could you
is the
repeat that
point of
point?
it. He's mentioning again and again that if they understand the fact that mental health is important and if they want to cope up with the problems that they are going through, they'll cope up with the exponentially changing price also. But that is the point of it. You think so. You think that they'll believe, you think that they'll continue with the exponentially changing price, increasing price lines, increasing expenditure. But that isn't necessary even at last, right?
And
Okay.
also, if you do that, you'll face the same challenges other mental health apps face, like Better Health. Better Health right now is stagnating because they do not have enough equity and enough money, enough consumers to bring in the revenue.
Okay.
Do you have any other pointers against it? Just give us a
Where is Jayant?
Yeah,
Oh, he's there. Okay.
You aren't visible on the screen. That's the screen. Come up on the screen.
you are not audible.
You aren't visible on the camera. If that is possible, please come up on the camera. We have a last offer for you. You have to either accept it or reject it. The results will accordingly be sent through the emails with the certificates. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Sharks have decided to give you 3 lakhs against 25% of equity and a loan of 5 lakhs at 12% of annual interest for 10 years.
For
You can
10
take in
years.
for 10 years. Yeah. See, there is no point of giving it to you for a smaller time because at last the profitability of the business is not like at a higher level or something. So either ways, you'll not be able to pay it before 10 years. You have to
Okay.
decide if you want to accept it or reject it. Accordingly, we'll give you marks upon whatever was done today and send you
So
the
for me, loan is not appreciable from my side. You can do if you're gonna give me 7 lakh, you can do 5 lakhs for 25% and 3 lakhs for debt at 12% and 5 years.
There is no point of it, right? Because the Sharks have already decided upon that. This is our last offer if you want to accept it or reject it. Because either ways, the equity is not going to make us more of a dividend.
Okay, so can we make it as conditional offer if it's possible?
Conditional as in
Conditional as if in the next year, if I turn profitable and if I turn profitable by 10%, you are gonna reverse the offer and instead of 3 lakh, 5 lakh for 25% and 3 lakh for debt for 5% debt five for 5 years.
the conditionality isn't accepted. Though one thing that we can give you at this is right, if you make more of profit. So year by year we can reduce your like the annual year amount for the loan, like it is provided for 10 years. If you pay an extra amount of the same year at the same annual interest price of 12%, the year can be reduced.
Okay. Um, can we do at as it's 8 lakh, 4 lakh, 4 lakh, 4 lakh 25% and 4 lakh for
Amounts are not being changed. That has been already decided within the Sharks. If you want to accept it or reject it, it's your
okay. So with the condition I accept it.
okay. Thank you. We are a collaborator with you in this app now. Okay. So we have heard all your pointers and arguments that you have provided. We have judged you upon that. We'll discuss upon the results of yours and the participants that joined in yesterday. Accordingly, we'll send you the certificates with the positions that you have in there. Thank you very much, Jan, for joining.
And also, you've not registered, so please put your email on the chat.
I have registered. That's why I've gotten the meeting link.
He's there.
Oh, he's there. Okay.
Yeah, he registered as a spectator, but he's there.
Okay. Okay, then that's fine.
And by the way, the Shark Tank is over, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the thing that you were saying, Pranjal, we can do is decrease the principal amount or the interest or the year. That is also available if I'm taking a loan from Sarkari bank or a government bank in India.
At the same point of time, you have to mention some sort of an against agreement against it, some sort of like if you are taking it for a business, if you are taking it for an idea that you want to implement in future, which is profitable in your senses, they want something to be kept with themselves. like you have to keep a fixed asset, a capital asset of yours with them. We are not asking for that.
Hmm.
The app
Okay.
itself is the asset, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Anything